I'm joined in this episode by Alex Bliss. We arrived in Iceland directly from Kenya, where we had shot the previous episode. And in typical ForCor fashion, something went wrong by the time we reached our rental car.
I don't feel so good.
Me neither. Let me feel your forehead. Damn. That's not good. Alex and I were both suffering from the same symptoms: fever, nausea, abdominal pain, and profound diarrhea. As you may know, Iceland is a country with universal health care, but this benefit is not extended to non-tax-paying visitors. Luckily, we'd brought our American entrepreneurial spirits with us and knew the optimal solution for this conundrum: the 2-for-1. Alex was officially admitted, and I would get to share his diagnosis and half of any medication he received for free.
It's coming. Are you just gonna film it?
Yes.
This really sucks.
I apologize for showing you these graphic images of Alex going to the bathroom. It's just that there was a possibility that we'd be restricted to the hospital for the entire episode.
My hand jumped.
Much to our surprise, we were released from the hospital the next day. Diagnosis: listeria, also known as food poisoning. Alex was given a course of antibiotics and, more interestingly, a bottle of opiates for the stomach pain, which we started to eat immediately. To give you a refresher on how ForCor is supposed to work, we use intuition to get into a situation with other humans that results in a focus or topic. In other words, drive around, get a hunch, investigate. We charted the quintessential Icelandic course following Road 1, known as the Ring Road, counterclockwise around the island nation. Maybe we'd do the whole loop, maybe not. It depended on what we encountered along the way. And man, oh man, were we stoned. I mean, really, really high. So high that we didn't speak to each other. And our only intuition was to pull over frequently and zone out. Luckily, I had prepared a contingency plan for situations like this. Maybe one of these would provide the spark we needed. 21 super weird facts. Iceland. Number 1. Iceland was the last place on Earth to be settled by humans. Number 12. Most Icelanders sincerely believe in elves and trolls. Number 4. You can drink river water in Iceland. Number 8. If an Icelandic horse leaves the country, it can never return. Number 11. Modern-day Icelanders are the descendants of Vikings. Number 13. Iceland is the 3rd happiest nation in the world. Number 14. Iceland is per capita the largest consumer of antidepressants in the world. Number 18. Icelandic people speak on the inhale. And number 22. 10% of Icelanders will publish a book in their lifetime.
Rory, you good to drive? Rory.
At our hotel the next morning, intuition bells were ringing. Does she look Icelandic to you?
I'm not sure. I have like a feel for what that looks like yet, but maybe
She looks French.
she was gonna French. Yeah. You could go ask her.
You go.
No.
Come on,
No, I don't want to.
please.
No.
Rock, paper, scissors, then.
1, 2, 3, shoot. 1, 2, 3.
How has Iceland changed? Dramatically. It has changed a lot. When I was in school, elementary school, I was taught that Icelanders were 220,000, and today we are almost 340,000. Still, a micronation in the world of nations, but quite an increase.
What else?
Trees. We have high trees and forests now. When I was growing up, this was a tree. And, of course, tourists. Tourists were only seen during summer, and it was something strange if a tourist would show up in the middle of winter.
Can you say more about tourists?
Well, we have a lot of tourists. We have seen some dramatic changes. The numbers are just unbelievable. We are always busy. March is just as busy as July. It's crazy because, I can sit here at my table just having a cup of coffee or something, and I have seen a rabbi just walking by my window, and then you have a man from Africa in, these long gowns, and then you have people from the Arab states. It's just like everyone is here. And with this huge and fast increase in tourism in Iceland, you could say, if there are 1,000 tourists, there are bound to be 1 or 3 idiots. And when you have 2.3 million, the idiots will, also increase. In general, the tourists that we put in the category bad tourists are, I believe, somewhat, the entitled generation. It's the people who come here believing they know it all and they are entitled to do what they want to. The number of these people are also growing quite fast. One of the strange change here is, people have started to lock their doors because it has actually happened that you have just come to your home and there is someone at your home. Sometimes I want to cry,
Why?
Because, it's sad. Icelanders, nature shapes our characters. Our nature can be beautiful, but it can be very harsh as well. So we respect the nature, by heart, I believe. It's just in our core. And, when we see people who don't get it or think it's something to play with, or we just, we tend to get, offended and then somewhat, withdraw. But yeah, it's not earning our respect in any way. So it can be difficult.
Tourism. There might be a topic there. And the more we thought about it, the more we felt that there may have been a coded subtext to Anna's words. As if what she was really saying was, somebody should do something about this. Or more explicitly, you should do something about this. In any case, our interest was piqued. But first, we needed to do our due diligence and confirm the viability of the subject. The edges are very important for the recognition.
The car is so small. You're standing next to it. It's like comically small.
Should I just fill it all in? The only thing here is you gotta worry if you're gonna run out of ink.
Mm-hmm.
Ah! We're gonna conduct a small survey on the roadside and just find out exactly how many people are actually from Iceland. It was around this time that we discovered that taking 2 or 3 opiate pills instead of just one gave us a paradoxical boost of both energy and confidence.
One concern that I have is it says honk if visiting, and we're kind of at this junction where there's a farm. People might think they're supposed to honk if they're visiting the farm. If no one's visiting the farm, we'll see.
All right, yeah.
Some of the greatest signs were ugly up close, but look great in the famous photographs. Honk if visiting.
Yo, show it to me, show it to me. That's actually really good for a handmade sign. Huh.
That was weird.
Something's not right, man.
I think we gotta, estimate that roughly 15%, 15 to 26% language barrier, and then like add 5% just sign legibility.
No, come on, man. Don't. The sign is amazing. Maybe try smiling this time? Too much. Like half of that. Good. Oh!
That was a honk.
Another car coming. Yes. Okay, now we're talking. Whoa!
Uh-oh. He's stopping. Don't stop in the road. Don't come backwards. Oh my god, we're causing like a traffic hazard. Bliss, come on, man. He's coming backwards. There's traffic coming.
Show them the sign.
The data was in. 9 no honks, 14 yes honks. We crunched these numbers and the results were frankly astonishing. According to our study, about 65% of the people currently in Iceland were tourists, and possibly far more. So yeah, we'd found our topic. Use the massive influence and global reach of the ForCor YouTube series to take tourism down from the inside. We developed a 3-prong plan to reach this goal. Phase 1. Foment tourist resentment with Icelanders. So what does a young person do in this town for fun?
Nothing. Literally nothing.
Do you wanna talk?
No, we are so scared.
Okay.
Phase 2. Inspire self-awareness in our interactions with tourists.
Sure. It's right here. Do you have a message for anyone who wants to come and visit Iceland?
It's nice. It's come, yeah. It's a nice land, but it's nice. It's really nice.
And Phase 3. Produce a viral video to lure even more tourists to the country, eventually resulting in the implosion of the entire industry.
Yo, do you see that? See what?
A lot of people that I meet, they say, oh, you're the first Icelandic waitress I met. I've been here for 6 days. And I'm like, yeah, I'm probably the first and the last you're gonna see. Because there are not a lot of Icelandic people like out in the open meeting tourists, unless it's coincidental.
Where are the Icelandic people, though?
There's a joke that we have. If you want to recognize an Icelandic person, you just say hello, and if you don't get a response, then it's an Icelandic person.
Lean in! Yeah, lean in further! Further!
We have quite a piece of land here in the north. And sometimes people come and they camp and people leave trash and human waste sometimes behind when they come here.
That's pretty gross. This happens often?
Yes, very, very often. At first it was okay, but now it's too much. It's not fair for people. But I think the tourists, they are in most cases very, very nice people.
By the rock.
What? Oh.
You see that?
I'm a guide. I'm a tour guide. I have an expertise in being Icelandic. You know, I've been here all my life. I know where to go. I know all the good stories, and people want to see it.
So you must be familiar with the concept of the idiot tourist.
I don't think so, no.
Can you just say one bad thing about tourists? Just one.
I don't think they would be here if they would have to leave their phones at home.
I think that you should come to Iceland because I'm sure that Iceland will never disappoint you. You will come here, you'll feel like me, you'll feel like another person, you'll feel alive, you will feel spiritual, and you will have great memories.
Oh. What is that?
Oh, it's going. Is that a... We just saw an elf. That was real.
So, do many people ask you about elves?
No. No, not really. No.
Do you believe in elves?
Not really. No.
The 3-prong plan was more or less going well enough until the inevitable happened. We ran out of pills. My brain chemistry underwent a rapid change, and doubts started to creep into my mind about our topic and objective. My virtues began to return against my will, and I became very irritable.
Come on! Pass him! Okay, clear to pass, come on, do it!
The flight was cheap, which was nice, and we're all big fans of Bjork. You should come to Iceland because it's the best place to feel like you're on another planet.
Run your fucking car!
You must come here.
Loving every minute of it.
It's sort of crazy, but in a good way.
I came here because I think Iceland is a very interesting place to go.
English, please. Yeah. So, My name is Alexander Bliss, and I was a patient at your hospital about 3 or 4 days ago. So the reason that I'm calling is because I'm still very, very sick. And I was wondering what I need to do to get my prescription refilled. The deeper we ventured into Iceland, the less comfortable I felt passing judgment on other people's leisure time. I now remembered that my own personal idea of hell was two men approaching me with a microphone and camera. Our newfound energy and confidence diminished. We turned the car around and went back to Reykjavik. Back in the big city, our prescription refill request was immediately rejected. And once again, we found ourselves at square one. With 2 days left to save the Iceland episode, creativity and conviction were running low. But we had a few last-ditch ideas. Idea 1. Try and join a fishing boat in order to explore a pre-tourism facet of Icelandic identity. Any luck? Another idea was to interview an Icelandic rapper named Lord Pusswhip, but it turned out that he lived in Berlin.
People are just way happier in the summer in Iceland. This is like, that's fact.
We eventually found ourselves so desperate. So we're here at the police headquarters in Reykjavik. We thought it could be interesting to interview a police officer. And luckily that did not work out either. These repeated failures had made me self-reflective. And if you'll allow, just a quick aside. Occasionally, in my personal life, people who haven't seen ForCor ask me about the premise of the show. I say, oh, it's this improvised documentary travel process show where we follow intuition and intentionally make rash decisions and just never quite know how or where we're going to end up. To that, most people say, Anthony Bourdain style. That's really freaking awesome. But then there are others who, perhaps sensing I might lack the charisma to execute such a risky concept, say things like, I don't get it. Why not just be intentional? To this, I say now, you were right. The very last idea we tried was to return to our first idea, tourism. Except this time, we'd take the opposite approach.
Jamie? You can go for a walk if you want. Yeah.
I sent the email about this morning.
My name is Guðmann Thor Bjargmundsson, which means basically God-man Thor. It's a big name for a small guy. We are here in my studio, Mink Viking Portrait Studio, where we teach people to unleash their inner Viking.
What does that mean?
Vikings, they were, amazing people, very vicious, but they're also very gentle. You're in Valhalla.
Okay.
Do you know Valhalla?
Yeah.
So Odin is just walking by, like people look at Vikings like they're, scary and blah, blah, blah. But it is not about that. It's about being you. It's about individuality. Cool. You look cool. We're not allowed to be vulnerable anymore. We have to pretend all the time. How far can you pull?
I can pull it pretty far. Whoa.
Oops, remember you don't pull the arrow, just the string. I like tourism. I mean, it makes me be able to have a business, but it's getting very, very commercialized. This muscle we have here, that's our angry muscle. 2, 3. Yeah, we're selling ourselves a lot instead of just being ourselves. And that's what I'm trying to do here. It's not just a photo, it's also just to get yourself back into your body. You know, that takes you back to nature. We just have forgotten. Nature is just something we look outside the window when we're driving past it. And we should try to go back to nature. Go back to nature. We should try to go back to nature.
It was now our last day in Iceland.
Look who it is.
Ignore them. And my inner Viking told me that there was still something to be uncovered. We drove deep into the countryside, making random turns, listening, looking, trying to get lost, until we eventually proceeded on foot. And at the end of that long journey, this is what we found. A small river, over which there stood a high-quality footbridge and a broken blue shipping container. Is there another way to shoot this?
Maybe I could go a little wider. Or I could go tighter. Or, I could go lower.
Yeah, that's the shot. And that was that. Our time in Iceland was up. Or was it?
Do you have service on your phone right now?
What?
Because we only have 1 bar of gas left. And the gas light just came on. It's gonna be fine. It's just that I don't know if I should turn around or if we should keep going forward, because there was a sign for a town like 20 minutes ago.
20 minutes ago? There's like no... It's like empty.
What's the best speed for driving to conserve fuel?
What do you mean? Like, just go as fast as you can.
There's a sign. Tunguzel, right turn, 1 kilometer.
The GPS says to turn left here.
We're already here. Why not get it here?
Are you sure? Like, I mean, I don't... You know better than I do.
Why do I know better than you do?
What did I say?
What the fuck? Where's the fucking road? What the fuck is this?
Do you know how to siphon gas?
No, I don't know how to do it. Do you know how to do it?
No, but...
I think you need a straw.
I think you need like a bunch of straws. You're kidding me. Where are you going?
Get gas.
Rory! Rory! Hello. This is Alex taking over because Rory did not return to the car that night. Oh my God. I remember having like 2 reoccurring thoughts that day. One was, how much is this rescue gonna cost? And 2, and this is a dark one, did Rory do this on purpose? And that's all I think I have to say about that. So here are some clips from the last interview we did in Iceland.
My name is Inga Hlín Pálsdóttir. I'm the director for Visit Iceland. So our main job is to basically get people interested in Iceland and to get people to see it as a whole year destination. But we have to consider though that Iceland is an island, so you will never be able to grow more than the hotel rooms or the flights that come to Iceland. It's quite interesting also to think about that the tourism industry is now the largest revenue generating industry for Iceland. Regarding the target group, we've called it the enlightened tourist. The idea is that it's people that are, open to different lifestyle, that is open to cultures, that is open to travel all year round, specifically in the winter season.
Up here? Yeah. Thank you. Oh, thank God. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Our research is showing that 95% of the visitors here are satisfied with their trip. And that's a really good number, and we really need to keep that. And it went up to 96%, so we're not actually going down. So, something good is happening in that sense, and so it's maybe changing the bucket list perception a little bit.
When Alex and I caught our rescheduled flight departing Iceland, we were given a survey at customs about our experience in the country. The last question asked, "Do you hope to return to Iceland at some point in the future?" As I thought about how to answer this question, I realized that I forgot to look at the Northern Lights.
This episode has not been fact-checked.
Don't hesitate to check out the 3 previous episodes of ForCor. Episode 1, Neo-Shamanism in Rural America. Episode 2, Communism and Creativity in Vietnam. And Episode 3, Producing an Independent Film in Kenya. And then keep your eye out for the next and likely last episode, number 5, Sounds of the Res. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.